So today we're going to be making blueberry pancakes. The first ingredient in the ingredient list is 30 grams of butter. So the butter needs to be melted. You can either do that in a small bowl in a microwave oven, or you can do it in a small saucepan on the hob. Then I've got in the bowl 150 grams of self-raising flour, and I'm going to add to that a tablespoon of sugar. So it can either be light muscovado sugar or caster sugar, then a pinch of salt, and I'm going to mix that all together. So let's see if the butter's melted. Just needs a little bit longer. I would do it normally 10 seconds at a time in a microwave oven. This one I know is particularly slow, which is why I gave it 20 seconds to start with, and it's just taken an extra 10 seconds. But now it has completely melted. So I'm going to pour that into my flour. Then I want to add my egg. So rather than cracking the egg straight into the flour, I'm going to crack it into a bowl, because that way it will make sure I don't get any of the eggshell in the bowl. And I'm going to start whisking that in. So it's just in the centre, incorporating a little bit of flour. Then I'm going to gradually add the milk. A little bit at a time, gradually taking the whisk further out to incorporate in a bit more of the flour. So when you've started adding it, you can add a little bit more at a time and then work it all in. So when you've worked it all in, you should have a nice smooth batter. So I'm going to clear away the dirty dishes, and I'm going to add the blueberries. I have just rinsed those blueberries to the bowl and give them a quick stir in. So I'm going to heat a frying pan, and although this is a non-stick frying pan, I'm still going to grease it with some oil. So in a dish I've got a small amount of sunflower oil. I'm going to take a piece of kitchen paper, dip it into the oil, and then rub that over. And now I want that to heat up. So when I can feel the pan is quite warm, I'm not touching the pan, just putting my hand over the top of it. I'm going to take a spoon. So I've got a pointed ladle here, or you can use a tablespoon, and then spoon it. You want rounds of this in the bottom of the pan. So don't overcrowd the pan. Don't try and put too many in, or you'll find they're spread into each other. So I'm going to let them cook until I can see bubbles starting to rise to the surface, and then I know it's time to turn them over. So I can see the bubbles coming to the surface, so I'm using a spatula and a fish slice to turn them over. Make sure, if you're using a non-stick pan like I am, that you don't use any metal utensils, because you don't want to scratch and damage the pan. So these will only take about 30 to 40 seconds on the reverse side. So these are done when they're a golden colour on the reverse side as well. So you can take them out and put them on a plate or a baking tray and put them in a warm oven while you cook the rest of them. I'm just going to leave mine there while I grease the pan again. You need to grease it between each batch. Be very careful not to burn your fingers doing this. So spoon the mixture in and just spread it out a little bit. Try and get it into a round. So when you've cooked up all the mixture, they're ready to serve, drizzled with some maple syrup or golden syrup.